Look, all I wanted was a few shots with the woman I love. No way I'd ever risk hurting her, least of all by planting a bomb. Look, all I wanted was a few shots with the woman I love.
This is just so crazy. I swear I have never seen this man in my life.
Hey, it's Greg Binkley, and welcome back to Acting Lessons for Life. Today I'm actually at the studio where I teach my class, the Working Actors Workshop, Southpaw Casting Studios here in North Hollywood. And one of the things we work on a lot in class is auditions. Now, it used to be that we always had in-person auditions, and I think that is still something that we should practice because it's something you can use in your everyday life. We have to have the ability to be present, be confident, and be open, whether it's in an audition or any kind of setting in our life. And so that's one of the things we practice in the class. I always have the actors come in, do their scene after they do a little bit of an interview. I always talk to them about making sure that they are present during the interview portion. And then as soon as the scene starts, make sure that you put yourself in the circumstance of the scene. A lot of times the actors start the scene and they're still thinking about how they want to get a job. But that's not what your character wants. Your character wants something else in the scene. So you got to make sure you differentiate from the banter and then make sure you jump into the scene. That's something we practice a lot. And people still bring people in for auditions in person in commercials a lot. And I know there's some primetime television shows that do see people in person. But for the most part these days, we do self-tapes. And whenever I do a self-tape, I want to make sure before I start that I block everything out so I know exactly where I'm going to look for each character. If I use a prop, I want to make sure I know at what point that I'm going to pick it up.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
And once I set up that structure, then I'm able to live within it. You know, once you have structure, then you have the freedom to live within the structure. But if you don't have any structure, every take is going to be sloppy. Okay, so some things I think you need to build in advance, and that is the blocking. But then once the scene starts, you just have to jump in and allow moment to moment. Here is a self-tape I did for the show NCIS. And I think it's going to be interesting for you to see what I set in and then what actually aired on the show.
NCIS, coming through. Excuse me.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Now, excuse me.
NCIS, huh?
That's right.
Yeah, I hear it's a great gig. You work out of the Springfield office?
Sure do. Now, if you don't mind, I'm on official business.
It would be even more official if NCIS had a Springfield office. NCIS, and you are?
I'm so sorry.
So that's a little bit of the self-tape that I sent in. You know, once we send out a self-tape, we have no idea. Did anybody watch it? Did they like it? Sometimes we never find out, but sometimes we do find out. And I was very excited when I found out I was booked on NCIS. And then I had to go on the set and do the scene. And let's see what the scene looked like as compared to the audition.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Now, excuse me.
NCIS, yeah?
That's right.
Wow, no kidding. I hear that's a great gig. You work out of the Springfield office?
Sure do. Now, if you don't mind, I'm on official business.
Well, it'd probably be even more official if NCIS had a Springfield office. NCIS. And you are?
I'm so sorry.
So that's a look at one audition tape. I've sent so many audition tapes in, many of which I thought was better than that, and I never heard. You know, I have one philosophy about acting in terms of booking jobs, and that is I only take it personal when they hire me. When they don't hire me, it could be for any number of reasons. But in this particular case, I did, and then once I got on the set, I knew I was prepared. I just had to do my work. The casting process is really a matching process, not a judging process. If you match what they're looking for, then they will hire you. If you don't match, maybe they'll keep you in mind in the future. And certainly over the years, I've later been brought in for a show because they remembered my self-tape. So whether you're doing an in-person audition or sending in a self-tape, the same applies. You need to bring excellent work. Don't make your work conditional. Do excellent work because that is what you do. And when you build a reputation as somebody that can be counted on to keep sending in excellent work, casting directors will give you many, many more opportunities.
Admiral, NCIS, at your service. Admiral, NCIS, at your service.
All right, that's it for this week's episode. Please hit like and subscribe. And if you're in the Los Angeles area and are interested in an acting class, come check us out. You can audit for free and perhaps join one of our classes and get to be a working actor like the people in the Working Actors Workshop. Have a great week. We'll see you next week.